Alright, so we got a Toyota Wish with a 1AZ engine. It's a 2-liter. Alright, so customer complained that the vehicle has a rough idle. So when we start the vehicle up, you actually hearing like you getting the misfire. Right? They didn't change no plugs or anything like that yet. But they just asked me to check it out. Just open this open it up. Lights came on. Just like that. Alright, let's put it down in drive. See how it behaves. Again, a serious rough idle. Right, so let's scan for the code and see what we get. Right, so all of a sudden all the lights lit up on the dash. So we're gonna scan for any scan data. I'm gonna pull up the information and see Alright, so let's hook up the scan tool real quick. Check light, as I said, came on. The vehicle was running. Let's start it again. To hear how it's songing, so like that. You're actually hearing the vehicle songing very poor. The lights is off and I did not clear it. Hold on, let's hook up the scan tool real quick. Alright, so the vehicle came in with a rough idle. As I said, I'm not sure what was done, right? But I gotta do some checks real quick. I don't want to update. Let's do a diagnostic. This is a 2003 Toyota Wish, right? This is with a 2-liter engine. So the check light came on. Let me guess. The VAC came on. This is Japan. Let's scan for any codes that we gain. It sounds like a misfire, but I'm not sure what it is. So actually, let me just take this off real quick because the noise. Alright, so let's scroll up to it's a 2003 Toyota Wish. Let's do a full scan. So while we're waiting for this I'm doing a full scan because, as I said, I'm not sure. I saw the, I saw the light on for the, let me see if this is, alright, so we got 2 codes on the engine side of it. Let's read the codes. What we getting here is cylinder number 1, injector, a P0201, telling me that I'm gonna injector circuit open. When you see circuit, it could be anything from the number 1 not getting proper power or signal from the ECU. What else could it be? It could be harness issue. It can be injector issue, right? So what we're gonna do, let's go behind the hood real quick. Alright, so these injectors sit behind the intake manifold, which is behind the cowl. I'm not gonna get to it from here. Basically, this is like a GDI system where you have a mechanical pump off the cam lobes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go after the ECU and see if I can get the pin out for the injectors, and probably hook up my scope there and see if I'm getting any signal to that injector. This code, right, can mean anything. It can mean anything. This could be the cause of the misfire, right? It felt like a misfire. So what will be my I mean, it tell me that it's injector, right? So what I can do, I can check the driver. I doubt it's the driver because it would have been affecting all the injectors, right? Let's read some live data. Actually, I already know it's number 1, right? Alright, so I got the pin out here for the injectors. Alright, let me just, so what it's saying here is on the, let me just take off this key real quick. The battery will run dead. Right, so I got the pin out here for the injectors. Right, so it's telling me that pin number 1 on the ECU is the injector on the A harness, or the A block. Right, so we're gonna go off for A and probably number 2 or something like that, and do a comparison and see what we are getting on this. If we gain the signal from on this injector. Alright, so I already did the honors of removing this ECU from under the panel here, which is also the glove compartment, right? And I got the pin out data. Pin data here, right? And according to the pin data, it's telling me that this is block A right here, B, C, D, E, right? And I'm going after injector number 1 based on my scan data. They tell me that injector 1 has the fault, so I'm gonna check pin 1 and pin 2, which is injector 1 and 2. Right, I'm gonna see if it's a pull up, pull down. I'm not sure what it is. I could just put my scope on it and see what the ECU is doing. Is it pulling it down? Is it adding power to it? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna check each one and verify what I'm getting. So let me just set it up real quick, and then we'll take a look at the scope capture, and we'll be able to figure out, is it a ECU problem, or is it a injector problem, or harness problem, right? So just give me a minute, let me set it up. Right, so my scope box hooked up. Let's take off this light real quick. Right, so I'm gonna set up off injector 1 with my current clamp and my voltage. Take my voltage measurement. This don't have an injector fuse. You have an injector relay, but I don't want to pull the relay to cut off all the injectors. I just want to see what's going on with injector number 1, right? So as I said, I got my amp clamp hooked on number 1 wire, got on 20 amp, right? I got my voltmeter hooked up, well, my voltage probe hooked up on pin 1, going to the pin out, and I'm gonna set up my probe and then set up my scope, and then I'm gonna start this vehicle. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm just gonna go on Automotive. This is an actuator. We're gonna go injectors, voltages and current. Right, so let me just set up my scope real quick, and then I'll put you back on. Right, so as you can see, let me take off this light real quick. Right, so I'm hooked on number 4 right here, right? And here in the vehicle, like it's stumbling on itself. And I got the current clamp around number 1, right? And currently you see number 4 getting signal from the ECU, right? But again, the current coming to it. So let's go for number 1 real quick. Make sure my pin is all the way in. And then you can see I'm not getting no signal from the ECU for number 1, right? The check light is on still on the vehicle. You're hearing the vehicle is stumbling on itself, right? Just like I did just now, right? So let's hook on. Let's go on to number. Oh man, it's this cut off. So I'm going back on to number 4. Let's switch the car off real quick. Put it back on. Right, we just started back up. We just stumble again, right? So is it the injector, or is it the signal from the ECU is a problem? And the ECU is trying to protect itself by not letting me start the vehicle again, right? So what we're gonna do, let's do a scan again, and a scan for. Right, so what we're seeing here, right, is basically the number 4 is getting signal and number 1 is not getting signal. So is it that the ECU is shutting down the injector, or not? Sorry, is the ECU not sending signal to the injector to fire, or is it that because the injector is stuck open or something like that, the ECU decide to, like, preserve itself and shut down that cylinder that's causing the misfire? But the thing is, why would he's getting current, but he's not getting signal? So what I believe is happening here is the ECU is trying to protect itself from firing. So he's not even letting me crank anymore. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna crank one more time. We're gonna watch that signal. I'm hooked on for number 4 injector. Alright, so I'm getting current, I'm getting signal, but the vehicle is just shutting off. So is it that when the ECU gets hot, or the driver gets hot, it's shutting down number 1? What else could I try here? Hold on real quick, sorry about that. So I just got the vehicle to run a little bit. I still got my current clamp hooked on to number 1 injector. I'm checking the voltage, and I piggyback off of number 4 injector, right? So let's scroll through the zoom real quick and see if I picked up anything. Let's scroll through this little timeline. Nothing. Alright, cool. So let me try another avenue. Oh, sorry about the light. Let me set it up properly. Right, so I'm seeing number 4 is firing. Number 1 is not. This is the current going to number 1. Right, so the ECU is trying to, he's trying to send power, or is he? I'm not sure. Hold on real quick. Let me open this up and see what this is. So I'm not getting no power on the number 1 out of this ECU. Right? I'm not getting no voltage. When there's no voltage, no current. Right? In this case now, I'm number 4, I'm getting, let's pull this thing over. Put this on. Let's use this. As I said, I believe this has to be number 4 signal. I'm not getting number 4 signal here. Let me try another. Let me try number 3. Just here. And let me see if I'm getting anything. Let me start. So what I believe happening here is the ECU is shutting down the other injectors and basically giving the rough idle. So I'm gonna make the call on the ECU. I'm gonna replace this ECU, and then what I'm gonna do next is check to see if I'm getting signals on all these wires. So I got my hands on another ECU. So I'm gonna plug this in real quick, redo my test, clear codes, and see if I made the right call. I believe I did make the right call. This guy was already diagnosed. I was just showing you how my process of getting it done. Right, it's late. The vehicle was misfiring, and also actually it shut the vehicle down where the customer couldn't get the car to move, so they asked me if I could check it out. Right, so I got my arm clamp hooked back up. I'm gonna put the channel back on the arm clamp. I'm gonna bring you back down. Alright, let's bring you down here. Right, I got my voltmeter set up. Right, so let's make sure I got everything plugged up. Right, let's start this vehicle up. Right, I'm in open loop. Engine speed is off. My mass airflow. Let's start this vehicle up first. Right, so we got the vehicle started up. I see no check light on. Alright, so let's adjust the information that I'm inputting on this scope here. Hold on real quick. Alright, so we're going to redo the same test. I'm hooked on number 4 right here with my attenuator, right? And I got my current clamp around number 1, right? If you notice now I'm seeing, let's get this bigger. Now you're seeing I'm getting 4 humps, and before I was only seeing, let's open this up a little bit more. And before I was only getting 3 humps, was missing 1. So I believe that the ECU was not triggering number 1, where now I'm getting 4 humps, right? And before I was getting 3, right? 1 was missing, this one especially, right? So this is the fresh ECU. I don't know how good it is. I still probably do some little checks, right? But other than that, that ECU that was here wasn't good. That was causing a rough idle. So let's go to the vehicle, front of the vehicle now. Take off my jump pack. I don't know why the alarm is going off. You notice the vehicle is don't have that rough idle no more. Right? Let's go to the muffler real quick and see if we get the misfire pulse. I'm not getting that anymore either. So I'm gonna wrap this job up. Getting late, gotta get out of here. Right, so we're gonna call a bad ECU for this one. Bad ECU causing a rough idle. Basically number 1, P0201 code, right? Let's do a scan again. How you come out of this thing, man? Pause you. Allow to cancel. I don't know why it's doing this of late. Probably gotta update it or something like that. But as I said, man, call this a fix. I was getting P. Let's try number 3. I'm not sure why I'm not getting the humps. Like I was with my pen. Let's try number 2. Let's try number. This is number 1. I'm getting something, but I'm not getting this. I'm not sure why. Right, so as I said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Right, I'm gonna just do one more like scan and then call it. So this is number 4. So if this is number 4, this is number 1 here. Let's see if we can open them. Right, so we're gonna call this a fix. Right, so as you can see, I'm getting 4 humps now. Before I was getting only 3. Right, that's the injectors firing. Right, I'm piggyback off on number 1. I think they say number 9 is the coil. I'm not worried about the coils right now. Basically, I got the P0201 code, which basically was telling me that the I had some wrong. I had something going on with number 1 injector, and it comes to find out it was the ECU was not sending the signal to turn number 1 injector on and causing a misfire. So yeah, call that a fix. So I'm gonna do one more last scan real quick, make sure all is well, no trouble codes now, vehicle is running. Alright, well, let's watch our live data. Sorry about the glare. Take this light off actually.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright, so we was able to replace the ECM, and basically that took care of the P0200 code and the P0201 code that had the vehicle, had the rough idle, and basically I had no pulse coming out from no signal coming out from the ECU for injector number 1 through an injector circuit code. Right, you see the vehicle accelerating and perform like it's supposed to. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you like what you saw. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share, comment. Until next time, take it easy.